Hey guys, Crypto Dad here again. Thanks for joining me on the Saturday night live stream, live from Michigan, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about Solana, some altcoin stuff. Gonna move some crypto around for you guys. Got a couple things on my agenda. And as always, I'm gonna do my best to troubleshoot for you. Like Tears in Rain has a great question, so I'm going to jump on that right away, but I will go ahead and let you know how things are going. Supposedly, we're going to have a record temperature. It's possible tomorrow here in Grand Rapids that we could break our record temperature. Thank you for that subscription, Walter. We could break our record temperature of 52 degrees for December 24th. So I don't know if we're going to have a white Christmas. It snowed a couple of days ago, but not much. But that's okay. I love the weather here in Michigan. It's always changing. It never fails to surprise and amaze me. We had snow one day, then we had snowy and sunny the next day. And then yesterday we had rain. And then this morning we had thick fog. We had a fog alert in Grand Rapids through 7 o'clock. So supposedly it was foggy it wasn't foggy all day, but it was pretty foggy. And so tomorrow we're going to have a record high. Let's just gotta love it, huh? So I'm here again with the rig. I want to welcome everybody to the live stream tonight. I got some Christmas presents from some of the wallet companies and backup companies. I got some cool stuff from Satoshi Labs, who make the Trezors. And then I got something from CryptoTag, which hopefully I will not forget to show you. I put up a members only video earlier today where I unwrapped my Satoshi Lab presents, and that'll go public tomorrow. So that'll be fun. Let's see. Let me go over and thank everybody that's here tonight. I always like that part. So we've got Kenneth here early, as usual. Late for being early, according to Kenny, but that's okay. I think he was here like 4 hours ago. Simon is here, living on this side of the Atlantic. He has to wait till 11 for the live part to start. Gonna have some coffee. You know, you can always watch the stream after the fact if, you know, you're just kind of a lurker. But I mean, if you have burning questions, yeah, I get that. But if you have a question, I'm pretty sure my email is still down in the description if you just scroll down. And shoot me an email, leave me a question in the comments. I'm probably more likely to answer a question if you shoot me an email than in the comments. I try to get to the comment questions, but some of them fall through the cracks. So, and I apologize for that. If you're not familiar with the stream, this is the description. You can scroll down just a tad, gives an overview of what we're going to talk about, my agenda of stuff I want to do, and a whole bunch of cool affiliate links. Some of these are a bit outdated. We're past Black Friday now, but I believe that the Keystone 3 Pro has a holiday sale that's going on through Christmas. So if you're interested in a Keystone 3 Pro, check out my affiliate link down here. And then the Tangem wallet, I'm not sure what their affiliate, if they have any sales right now, but someone asked me yesterday or said that my code was not working. It is working. If you want a Tangem wallet, then you just type in CryptoDad. You have to make sure it's in all caps. And then just hit this little arrow here and it's gonna, oops. Oh, I misspelled it. Let's try it again. CryptoDad. There we go. Oh, that's 2 O's. All right, let's try it again. See, you get 10% off. Use CryptoDad. So, yeah, and then down a little further are all the news stories we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Solana, but like Tears in Rain, the last words of Roy Batty from the quintessential noir movie Blade Runner. And if I'm not mistaken, I heard that Rutger Hauer improvised that line. He made that line up. So a great movie, a great line. All these moments will be lost in time like tears in rain. Yes, indeed. So he said that he launched his Ledger Live, hadn't connected his device in a while. All his accounts are gone. Is his crypto gone? No. The way to tell that your crypto is gone is you'll see all your accounts, but they'll be empty and there'll be a transfer out. That's when you know all your crypto's gone. When you see your accounts, they've got a zero balance and you have you see that last transfer out. That's not, if your accounts are just not there, there's a way to fix that. So I'm going to go into my C drive here, and we'll go down to users, and here's my name. And in there is a folder called app data, which is usually hidden. So if you don't have hidden shown, you can go over here to show hidden items. It's slightly different in Windows 10, but similar. Show hidden files and folders. We go in here to roaming, and then you will find a Ledger Live folder. Now I'm going to rename this Ledger Live folder -Rex. We're going to talk about this tonight anyway. I got my caps on, obviously. All right. And then we have, whoops. Whoa. Okay, what happened? A phone is open. I gotta quit Ledger Live to do this. I get it. Okay, so let's try it again. Let's do this Rex. All right, we'll rename this folder. Now there is no Ledger Live folder on my computer at all. So that might have been what happened. You might have had a corrupted data or something like that. Remember, your crypto is not in Ledger Live. It is on the blockchain and secured by your device. So when we relaunch Ledger Live, in this case, it's blank, right? It's like it never started. So we'll say get started, and then I'm going to connect my device. All right, we'll go ahead and plug in my Ledger Nano X like this. I'm going to enter my PIN real quick as humanly possible. Let's see here. We're almost there. Halfway through, 3/4 through, almost done, and there we go. All right, so if you say your device was in the drawer and hasn't been connected, you don't need to reset your device. Please don't reset your device. I don't know what it is about people. Well, they just don't quite understand how the Ledger hardware wallet works. But I hear so many people telling me, I had a little problem, so I reset my device. I'm like, why are you resetting your device? You know, I reset my device and now I can't restore, or I can't find my restore, you know, or I did a restore, but I still don't see my accounts. Well, if you don't see your accounts, you don't need to reset your device. Your device is working fine. So we just connect it, enter our PIN, go through this setup, choose, and then I already have a passphrase, right? You wrote it down when you set up your device. And you don't need to restore. You aren't setting it up as new. So all you want to do is connect your Ledger Nano X. Boom. It's going to run the genuine check. We'll hit continue. And then just start methodically adding accounts. We don't need to do this. All right. We can do this. I don't know what this is about. Oh, I'm in my Ledger. Don't need to be in there. Now we'll just hit add account and start with the crypto that you know, you could start with Bitcoin. I'm not going to do Bitcoin because I have like 15 Bitcoin accounts. It takes like 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, well, maybe I'm just talking. Oh, okay, here. We've got to enable access, right? It says allow access, and so we'll hit both buttons here. There we go. That was what's holding us up. So we'll hit retry here. Now it says open the Ethereum app because I went to open an Ethereum app. Let me turn on this camera here real quick. I know we're kind of diving in. We haven't even hit the news yet, but I just wanted to get to this question because it is important and someone's worried their crypto's gone, right? That's what Santa Rex is here for. All right, so we open up our Ethereum app and it's going to scan our device looking for any Ethereum wallets that we created in the past. And if you have ever created an Ethereum wallet on this device, it will remember. The device does not forget. Just don't reset your device, right? Just connect your device to your computer, launch your, I don't know what state your Ledger Live was in. The question was, pulled out my device, launched Ledger Live, no accounts. I think that's what he said, right? Oh, I can't see it anymore. Let me go over here real quick. Boobity boobity boo. Signed into Ledger Live and my portfolio is gone, no accounts. All right, first of all, you don't really need to sign in to Ledger Live. I don't like putting a password on it. Some people do. You're basically just launching it. You're not really signing in to anything because there's no accounts. And I get that a lot. I can't sign in to Ledger Live. Well, the default Ledger Live does not have a password unless you add it later. Anyway, let's untick these. We don't need these old empty accounts. We'll just add these two. You can name them something else if you want to. Like I like to call this one H, and I like to call this one main, but that's just me. I've done this so many times. I know what they are. And boom, there's my Ethereum accounts back, right? Not too much in there at the moment. Let's go to accounts again. Let's hit another add account. Let's do Solana. All right, we're going to talk about Solana tonight. It's going to search my device. It's going to ask me to open the Solana app. We'll hit that, both buttons. It's going to search the device and re-add the account. So all you have to do if you don't see your stuff in Ledger Live is reconnect your device and go through this. Now, if it's all quirky and whatever, you can delete Ledger Live completely off your computer and do exactly what I just did. I skipped the install step because it was already installed. But you saw me go in to that C drive and delete my Ledger Live. I basically renamed it to a different folder so it doesn't know. As far as Ledger Live is concerned, there was no Ledger Live folder. So if you'll notice, upon launching Ledger Live created a new Ledger Live folder there. All right. Let it scan a little more. It's gonna find some more Solana, and I'll stop here. But you get the idea, right? You can go search for Bitcoin, search for Polkadot, search for Litecoin, whatever you had on there before. The device never forgets what wallets you have on there. And if it's something's weird, try it on a different computer. See what happens there. Install Ledger Live on your old laptop. Connect your device. Add accounts. Just do it, but just don't reset your device. You don't need to reset your device. Your device is fine, right? All you have to do is connect your device. Let it do the genuine check, enter your PIN, start adding accounts. I don't know what's taking it so long, but I guess now I'm stuck, right, watching this thing. Why don't we jump into the news while we're waiting for that to sync up, and then we'll come back to it. But that's it, right? You don't. Ledger Live does not your crypto hold, right? So a lot of people see something's messed up in Ledger Live and they panic. Where's my crypto? Is my crypto gone? No, it's not. Unless you revealed your seed phrase to somebody and they drained your account, then it's time to worry. All right, let's jump into the news. Solana Surge continues. Now flipping Binance's BNB and market cap. Only a day after flipping XRP, Sol has beat BNB in market cap following an 18% surge over the past 24 hours. A strong 18% surge in Solana over the past 24 hours has boosted the cryptocurrency to the 4th spot in market capitalization, the first time it's done so in over 2 years. Boom, boom, boom. Number 4 by market cap. Pretty cool. Sol gained over 30% in the past week. However, despite the ETH killer moniker, many of its supporters tout Solana as has a long way to go to catch up to Ethereum's market cap of $269 billion. Yeah, of course, right? What can you say? The last time Solana was fourth place was in November of 2021. Back then, at the peak of the bull market cycle, it had a market cap of 75 billion, but was still behind BNB at 108 billion. However, the price of Solana closed out 2022 at just below $10, mainly due to its association with the defunct FTX exchange and former billionaire, crypto billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried. A year later, Sol has surged to almost $100, right? So this is just one example of the way the crypto market is so fickle. It runs on fear and greed and sentiment, just like the stock market does, but magnified like 10 times, right? So you have a great coin, a lot of interest in it, got a great use case, it's fast, it's cheap, and then something happens like the FTX crash, which sours people's sentiment, and the coin goes down to $10, and here it is 10 times more about a year later. So incredible, isn't it? Let's see what's going on over here. Okay, there. So it has found all my Sol. I didn't realize I had this little smidgen over here, but let's just add the one that has the most in there. Boom, there it is. And we got it. Now, and you say, oh, wow, Rex, you really messed up your Ledger Live. What are you going to do? Are you going to spend all night connecting your device and adding accounts? Nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to close Ledger Live. I'm going to go back to my C drive. I'm going to delete that Ledger Live folder. I'm going to take this one that was mine. I'm going to change it back to Ledger Live. It has all my preferences and all my public information in there. So now when I launch Ledger Live again, we're back to where we started. Easy peasy. Right? And notice I don't have a password on my Ledger Live. Right? You can add a password here in password lock. Right? You can add a password to Ledger Live. This is not an account. This is just a password lock on the application, right? So when you launch Ledger Live, you're not really signing in to anything, unless, of course, you're subscribed to their Recover service, and I believe you create an account in Ledger Live. I don't know if they may have a way to just do a Ledger Live account now, but I don't use it, right? I consider Ledger Live a great piece of software, but I like it as a wallet more than anything else. I don't do a whole bunch of trading and staking and swapping and buying and recovery and all that crap. I just use it as a wallet, and I use the My Ledger section to, you know, add and remove apps and keep everything up to date. All right, let's go to the next news story, guys. I hope that helped. Tears in rain. Solana rallies past $100, continuing torrid month. Just another news story about Solana. Saturday's price action capped weeks of frenzied trading that have, at least temporarily, vaulted the Solana blockchain up the leaderboard for on-chain activity. Solana-based decentralized exchanges are nearing Uniswap's multi-billion-dollar trading volumes for the first time. All right, so I'm going to play around with a little bit of Solana. I have a wallet called Solflare, which you can do trades and swaps in. Unfortunately, Ledger Live does not support Solana swapping and trading, right? You can look at your wallet, you can manage your Solana balance, you can even stake and unstake within Ledger Live, but you'll notice it does not show me any of my Solana tokens. We do that over in a different wallet called Solflare. And we'll just... Now, what I like about Solflare is that I can connect my Ledger device to this wallet. And so it reads my Solana balance from my Ledger device. I don't necessarily need the device connected simply to launch my wallet and check my balances. Now, I think they forced me to put a password on it, so Otherwise, I probably wouldn't, right? Because I have a password on my computer, and, you know, bad guys aren't climbing in my windows, jumping on my computer. Not lately. You know, I live in a nice, you know, relatively nice neighborhood. I don't live in a mansion or anything with guard dogs outside, but I'm reasonably certain that I'm the only person that has access to this machine. So, you know, don't get too paranoid when you're dealing with crypto, right? No one can mess with any of... I have hardware wallets protecting all of these wallets. So even if a bad guy did come in and sit down at my computer, they couldn't transfer this crypto anywhere because they would need to know the PIN code of my devices. So even if they came in and found my device and sat down at my computer, they still wouldn't be able to move any of this crypto without the device, right? That's the security, that's the beauty of a hardware wallet. Right? They might wait for me until I come home, but that's a whole different story, right? Anyway, I don't put passwords on Ledger Live, and it's not that big of a deal. So if you'll notice, the Solana balance on this wallet is 2.55 because it's the exact same wallet, right? It's just reading my Ledger device. So I can use Ledger Live to look at my Solana balance, or I can use Solflare wallet to look at my Solana balance. The nice thing about Solflare is I can see my tokens, right? I can see my Solana tokens. I can do swaps and trades of my Solana-based tokens, right? I can manage Solana NFTs in the Solflare wallet. A lot of people bang on third-party wallets. They're like, oh, I want Ledger Live to do everything. Well, Ledger Live doesn't do everything. Get over it, right? If it doesn't do everything you need it to do, then find the tool that's right for you. I don't understand why people get so bent out of shape because they have to use a third-party wallet. You know, it's better, right? If I come up to you and say, hey, you know, I got something better, they're like, no, I'd rather use this old piece of junk that doesn't do everything I want it to because, you know, I'm like, it's comfortable for me, you know. Okay, so I'm done ranting about that. Let's go to the next story. I wanted to focus a little bit on this story, how to orange pill your relatives this holiday season. All right, so it's 2023. Bitcoin has been around since 2018. I'm sorry, what am I saying? 2008. But it was really 2017 that sort of brought Bitcoin into the mainstream consciousness with the incredible bull run of 2017, late 2017, early 2018, when Bitcoin hit 20,000. It was good and bad because it sort of crashed after that. We had that horrible crypto winter of 2018. And then it bounced up. We had a lot of people writing off Bitcoin. It's dead. It's not a thing anymore. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's not worth anything. But it came back, right? 2020, 2021 came back with a vengeance. And then people were like, let's raise our eyebrows now. I thought Bitcoin was dead, and here it is again. Well, 2022, the proverbial poo-poo hit the proverbial fan. Crypto market crashed again. Everybody writ Bitcoin off and all the altcoins. Not worthless, Ponzi scheme, bubble, popped bubble. It's over, right? And now it's back again, right? What does that tell you? Resilience? So if anybody that you know at the holiday dinner table or on the couch hanging out says, you know, I heard a story about Bitcoin, you'd be like, you know, I could tell you a little bit about Bitcoin. And the naysayers be darned, right? Because Bitcoin has shown quite a bit of resilience. And then we have Solana also showing resilience. We have Ethereum showing resilience. So it's not so easy for the naysayers and the skeptics to simply, you know, oh, that's a bubble at the dinner table and have everybody cow, right? Ooh, he must be right. Uncle Frank knows everything. It must be a bubble. And then you're left to defend it, right? Well, now you've got several comebacks in your back pocket, you know. gee, that's funny how they keep telling everyone it's a bubble and it keeps coming back and making people money. So this is a pretty cool article. I'm going to go through it a little bit. How do you explain Bitcoin to anyone that might ask, right? It's funny. I was at a Thanksgiving dinner a few years back. I think 2020 or 2021. I'm pretty sure it was 2020. We all met for dinner down in Indiana, and somebody asked me, "Hey, what are you up to?" And yeah, I'm doing a YouTube channel. Well, what's your YouTube channel about? Oh, well, I do like cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, education. And somebody was like, "Hey, what's Bitcoin?" And nobody knew, except one of my aunts said, "I've heard of it. It's internet money." Boom, right there. 2 words, internet money, which doesn't really do it justice, but it is a pretty succinct overview of what Bitcoin is, right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's not what she said. She didn't say internet money. She said computer money. That's what she said. She said, yeah, I heard it. It's computer money, right? Pretty much the same concept, though, right? Let me jump in and just kind of catch up on the chat. Like I said, I want to thank everybody that's here. Solana will beat Ethereum. I typo all the time. Man, I typo so often, and it's hilarious. But I dictate most of what I write. I've been dictating my text on my phone for years because I have a side job. This is my real job, but I have a side job where it was a delivery service, and I dealt with the drivers. And it was a real hassle to call them and go, "Hey, you got to run. Can you go by the office, pick up this run, take it down to the courthouse?" It was really just annoying, right? So I figured out that it was more efficient to simply text them. And even texting to me was annoying, so I dictate my text. Done that for years. Well, now I dictate stuff that I write on my computer because I have text to speech. It works really well. It has its own annoyances. But yeah, I mean, if you ever get an email from me and it's got periods in weird places, or it's got like the wrong word, if I say the Trezor Safe 3 or the Trezor T, and my text to speech always translates it as the word treasure, like pirate's treasure. So I always have to go back and fix it. But anyway, enough about me. Funny, a year ago, Solana was at $8 and everyone said it was dead. Yeah. Rom, I'm sorry, I don't want to miss anybody. Amsterdam, Holland, thank you for being here. Joanne L, thank you so much for being here tonight. Mr. Miskey, Soccer World, Merry Christmas, Barbara. Merry Christmas to everybody. There's still an upcoming stream in the announcement in the live section and the home section. Okay, I'll check that out. Not sure what happened there. Why many users complain about Keystone Pro 3 battery issues. There were some, I believe the earlier models of the Keystone did have some battery issues. They weren't holding charges long enough, stuff like that. But I believe the latest Keystone has, with all the firmware updates and whatever, has resolved a lot of those power issues. That's another reason why it's a good idea to keep your devices up to date, because it's not just, web functionality or blockchain functionality. It's device functionality gets updated periodically. Problems get fixed. So don't be afraid to update your firmware. I just did a video on how to update the firmware of the Keystone 3 Pro, just in my standalone videos section. I did the complete guide to the Keystone 3 Pro. I showed you how to update the firmware and add Cardano support. So always keep your firmware and your software up to date. Let me see. Let me get back to these Hi, everybody. Finally, my portfolio is overall in profit despite still being way down on Atom, Dot, and Osmosis. Cool, Dave. That's good news. Dan Wester, congratulations on reaching 160K subs, Rex. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Dan, and all your family. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you enjoy the balmy weather tomorrow. Sol never worked for me, took ages, then failed. We'll try again on Ledger Live. Okay, yeah, try again. I regret not buying Solana. Okay. Scott Lee is here. Thank you for being here, Scott. Always good to have Scott here. Got out of Sol a long time ago. It's purely no one is using Solana. It's purely speculative. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. But I use Sol quite a bit as a means of transportation from in and out of Binance US. As you may know, Binance US doesn't have the same cash out features that they used to have. So a lot of times if I'm trading crypto over on Binance US and I need to cash out, I will convert whatever I'm dealing with to Sol, and then I will transfer that Sol to Coinbase and then sell it for cash so I can cash out. And the reason I use Sol is because it's fast and cheap. If I have Tether in my Binance US account, there is no way in heck that I'm going to transfer Ethereum-based Tether over to my Coinbase account. I would lose like 10% of my holdings on the transfer fees. So I personally use Sol, take advantage of Sol's speed and low fees. That's just me, right? But everyone's entitled to their opinion. P. Wizzle, thanks for being here. Aside from the FTX debacle, Solana's main issue was instability when it comes to their network. Yes, it was a little bit, it got a little bit centralized. It is a proof of stake coin. But like I said, it's very fast and cheap, and there are always kinks. There are drawbacks and, good things and bad things about every system, whether it's crypto or, I can't think of any other examples. But for every way to do something, there are alternate methods which have their own, pros and cons, right? So you have to always take that into account when you're trying to get from point A to point B. So Bitcoin does things a certain way, proof of work. Ethereum does things another way, now it's proof of stake, but it's got high traffic and high fees. So Solana has a niche that does things a different way, has in the past had some issues, centralization issues, and network overload issues, right? They've been down several times, but they're still around, right? So yes, we can focus on the problems, but I think the market's trying to tell us that Solana has a good use case. But I'm just talking about its utility as a coin, as opposed, I'm not here to give anyone investment advice. But sometimes the market has a way of recognizing value, and I can recognize that. Let's see. Buddy is here again. Thanks for being here, Buddy. Buddy was here. He used to come quite a bit in the Saturday night live streams. He was here Wednesday when I did my hardware wallet roundup. Good to have you here, Buddy. When I got my Keystone last week, the box arrived really warm. Interesting. Keep up the good work. Genuine personality. Sea of scammers. Thank you. Lee Kalofa, Jesus Coin. Always good to have on Christmas. You should put a little Christmas icon in there. It's almost our Savior's birthday, at least the way some people figure it, right? I think it was those monks back in the Middle Ages that decided when Jesus's birthday should be, because no one really knew for sure. It's not, the date is not in the Bible. And it's interesting, my mom and I were talking about the winter solstice, which occurred a couple days ago. The 21st was the winter solstice. And Christmas generally took its date from most of the people that were celebrating the winter solstice. It's an ancient pagan holiday. I guess in the early days of the Christian church, the church fathers were trying to get people to stop celebrating pagan holidays. And then they decided, well, let's just put our holiday in there and then we can all celebrate and call it Christmas. What I really liked about the winter solstice, one of the celebrations was the Roman sun god. And they celebrated December 21st or on the solstice. And they called it Sol Invictus, which meant the invincible sun. And if you know what the winter solstice is, it is the shortest day of the year. And so the story goes that the shortest day of the year was the moment of the year when the darkness was trying to overtake the light, right? The days kept getting shorter and shorter and shorter. And so on the winter solstice was the day that the darkness was defeated and the sun won, right? And from that day forward, the days started getting longer again. And so, of course, it happens on the opposite side of the year as well. But I thought it was really cool that the winter solstice and the celebration of the Sol Invictus was that darkness cannot defeat light. Really cool message around this time of year. And I believe Christmas is just another way of celebrating that, right? So let's all be open-minded. Season's greetings. Merry Christmas. Wonderful to have everybody here. TG, thank you for that donation. You're the best. Saul has 320 GitHub commits and 72 pull requests on the year per Crypto Miso. It's the fourth most used blockchain by developers. Asil, thank you for that infographic nugget. I like that. That's really cool. Man, you just had to remind me about the Sol was under $10. Yeah, sorry. I got my Coinbase debit card hacked yesterday. I had never used it before. Luckily, I only had $15 on it. Be careful. Yes, please be careful. I was going to point out that there were some scams out there. We're way over on the news. But let's just go quickly over this little argument for Bitcoin that you can kind of throw out to your friends and family if they ever ask you about Bitcoin. We've got the scarce supply, fixed supply of 21 million coins. We've got decentralization, minimizing the risk of government interference and censorship. We have security, the proof of work. Security has proven time and time again to be a safe and secure method of securing the Bitcoin. That's TG. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, TG. High level of security, making it resistant to attacks and fraud, right? Store of value, the narrative of Bitcoin as digital coin, possessions it. MiG27, thanks for that subscription. Got a lot of stuff coming in fast and furious today. That's cool. I'm going to turn my volume down just a tad. The network effect. Bitcoin has the largest and most established network in the cryptocurrency space. When we talk about the Bitcoin network, we're talking about a node running the Bitcoin blockchain is basically a computer somewhere. There are a lot of servers running Bitcoin nodes. There are a lot of Bitcoin miners running Bitcoin nodes. It's basically a full node. Ledger Live is not a full Bitcoin node, right? It queries other Bitcoin nodes to get the current price of Bitcoin. But you can download a Bitcoin wallet onto your computer that runs a full Bitcoin node, like the Core wallet. It's a lot for just, a personal computer because the Bitcoin blockchain is huge and that requires a lot of bandwidth to download, and you might go over on your bandwidth allotment for your internet service provider. But there are literally thousands and thousands of Bitcoin nodes running all over the world. China, Russia, England, France, US, Canada, South America, Mexico, all over the world. It would be practically impossible to destroy Bitcoin because you would have to literally find every single Bitcoin node and destroy it. So Bitcoin, the network, is very resilient, right? Because it is nodes are running all over the world. Censorship resistant. Bitcoin transactions are censorship resistant, meaning that individuals can transact without fear of their funds being frozen or confiscated. I will bring this up really quickly. There are lots of instances where you may have large amounts of cryptocurrency being stored on a cryptocurrency exchange like Coinbase or whatever, and there are lots of ways that you could be locked out of your Bitcoin. Maybe you're trying to just get in to check your balance. Maybe you're trying to transfer it out and there's a glitch. It's not taking your two-factor, or it's not sending you that confirmation email, or you're locked out of your account because they suspect fraud. There's just so many, you know, your funds could be seized by the government. Coinbase could go bankrupt. Coinbase could be overloaded and down the network, the service goes down. There's just so many things that could go wrong by storing your Bitcoin in someone else's care. And that's what you're doing when you're storing your Bitcoin on exchanges, right? It's easy, and yeah, it's my Bitcoin, and you know, I get all that, and I trust my bank, I can trust Coinbase, all that great stuff. But if the collapse of FTX taught us anything, it's that storing your crypto on exchanges is risky behavior, right? Pure and simple. Store Bitcoin in your own wallet. We're going to do a couple of wallet transfers tonight. I think that's it. I'm down here. Soccer World, thank you for being here. Sorry, by the way, Force PW Bob, I'm really sorry to hear that you had problem with your Coinbase card. I did also, I was looking for this before we got started, and I'm not going to be able to find it, I know, but there was, I just want people to be aware that there was, and this is just me, let me Ledger Mail, whoops, come on now. Ledger Mail scam. Here, okay. So now that, oh, and I forgot to include the story that Ledger is reimbursing all the people that got hurt by the Ledger Connect Kit malicious software a week or two ago, and they're going to make people whole. That's great. I think it's a great move by Ledger. Let's see if we can't pull that guy up here. Ledger news. Boobity boo. I need to just do it this way. And then hit news over here. Here it is. Ledger wallet maker to reimburse hack victims. This is all great. This is all wonderful. I think it's a great move on the part of Ledger, even though it really wasn't. Ledger was really under no obligation. This was not a hack of the device or Ledger Live at all. This was a hack of a piece of software that allowed people to connect their devices to decentralized exchanges. But Ledger, the company, did maintain this piece of software on GitHub. So, and through an ex-employee was scammed or phished, and someone malicious was able to upload software using that former employee's access. So it was a long chain of things going wrong. It wasn't malicious on Ledger's part. It really wasn't their fault per se, except maybe they could have revoked access for this guy a little quicker. But it was very big of them to actually reimburse the victims $600,000 in total. All of this happened on the blockchain. All of it can be cataloged and, you know, seen exactly which wallets were scammed. So it's a test of, and they discovered this within hours and fixed it within hours, right? So this was not, for those of you who haven't been with me for the last week or two, this is not, does not mean that the device isn't safe. Now, there's a lot of FUD, especially on Reddit, about Ledger. You'll find that you'll find that Reddit is like a gossip mill in many ways, right? Something gets, some sort of narrative gets created and bounced around, and then it becomes the God's honest truth when it really isn't. Now you'll see a lot of people on Ledger countering a lot of FUD, but the main narrative that I get from people that don't know anything about Ledger, they say, well, everybody on Reddit says it's not safe. That's what I get. Anyhow, I wanted to point this out, that it's great that Ledger is reimbursing people, but Ledger, there are scammers pretending to be Ledger, telling them that they can get reimbursed by sending them phishing emails, right? Our system has shown that your Ledger has not been KYC updated. This update of Ledger Live can be done easily via your personal link below. Click here. Don't ever click here when you get an email like that. It's going to ask you for your credentials. Most likely it's going to ask you to enter your 24-word recovery phrase. Now I'm thinking that this wasn't the one. I think there was a different one that I saw that was like, you have been awarded, we're making good on our promise to reimburse everybody. You have been identified as someone that got scammed. Click here to get your reimbursement, right? And, the person that sees the email will think, well, I didn't really get scammed, but what the hell, they're going to reward me anyway, so I'm going to click away. And the next thing you know, they're emptying out your wallet because they're asking you to put in your seed phrase. So they're taking advantage of the fact that Ledger is reimbursing people. And so they play on your greed, and you get this, and a lot of people on Reddit were like, oh, now, this is all because of the Ledger hack where everyone got, or the bad guys got everyone's email address if they owned a Ledger. Not really. These email scams are going out to anybody and everybody, right? They're just hoping to catch somebody in their wide net, right? So just be aware of scams like this. Please, please, please. Do not ever enter your seed phrase into your computer or a web browser or anything like that. The only time you need a recovery phrase is when you're doing a restore, and in that case, you will be entering the words into your device, never on your computer. So always just keep that in mind. And don't fall for these things. Don't let your greed or your fear get the better of you. All right, so the first thing I wanted to do was move some Bitcoin from my ledger over to my son's ledger. And I've got his Ledger device here. And there are a couple of ways that we could do this. The first way would be for me to connect his device and create an account in my Ledger Live. Ugh, now I got confused. Which one did I just pull? It must have been this one. It's got power. Yeah, this is his. So the first thing I need to do is get his address, right? So I could connect his device, enter, whoops, his PIN is different than mine. Enter his PIN. All right. Now I'm at the home screen, and I could go back. I was doing this earlier, just add his account, right? So now I can manage two devices in one copy of Ledger Live. So I'm going to open Bitcoin, right? Hit both buttons. It's going to scan his device for his Bitcoin account. All right, and there it is right there. It came up pretty quick because he only has one Bitcoin account. I've only created one Bitcoin wallet on this device. And I'll call this Bitcoin Alex. All right. Now I can see his Bitcoin account in my Ledger Live, and I can move crypto back and forth, right? Because I've got some Bitcoin in one of these accounts over here. I think this one here, Bitcoin main. And I'm going to move this Bitcoin back to his. So I could grab his address like this. There's the Bitcoin address I need to move to. And then I can go back to my account. and do a send, right? And paste in his address. That's the long and short of it. But I'm going to need to disconnect his device and reconnect my device to do the send because I'm sending from my account to his account, right? So let's hit continue here. Let's go ahead and just send it all. And then I will disconnect his device and reconnect my device because I need to authorize the outgoing transaction. If I try to click through with his device connected, I'll get an error message. Now, I'm just doing this as a demo to show you guys how to move crypto back and forth. But the Bitcoin blockchain fees are really high right now, so we are going to suffer from some high fees. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'm right here. We can turn this guy back on again. Right, I'll hit continue. Now we can do slow, medium, or fast. I always just keep it at medium myself. Look, we're gonna pay 10 bucks here. This is pretty high. Usually, like a few months back, a transaction like this would have probably cost like less than $1. So, but Bitcoin fees are high right now because of all the excitement and the activity on the network. Sad to say, but that's just part of rolling with the punches, guys. I'm going to go ahead and make this transfer. Ask me to open the Bitcoin app. And all right, now I finalize it. It wants me to review, approve, and confirm. Oops, oh, I gotta go over one there. Accept. I had to approve the fee, right? Accept and send. Off it goes. And we're good. Off that Bitcoin goes. Let me turn off this camera here. Whoops. I don't need to view the details. So I emptied out my account. Let's go back over to his account. And in comes that transaction, right? Hasn't quite confirmed on the Bitcoin blockchain yet, right? And now that I've done that, now that I've moved the crypto over onto his device, I can put it away in this little box and put it back in, you know, in its little hiding place. And I know that that crypto is safe and secure. So I made a quick transfer. Now, we could do this a different way, too. It's interesting. I wanted to show you guys this a little earlier. I gave you a little taste of it. Now that I'm done, I don't need his account in my Ledger Live anymore. I've already done the transfer. I don't need to wait for it to be confirmed either. So I can just go up here to edit account and just remove it from the portfolio. I don't need to see it anymore. Boom. So this is my account, right? And then we were talking earlier, I showed you that you can manage your Ledger Live in the folders in your roaming folder. So why don't I show you how I can do that? I quit Ledger Live, go back here, and remember I'm on local drive C in the users folder, in my account, in the app data folder, in the roaming folder, and notice I have several Ledger Live folders here. Well, I'm going to name this one Rex. And you can see that I've got a couple of different other accounts here. I've got my wife's Ledger Live. I've got my daughter's Ledger Live. Here's Alex's Ledger Live. We can edit this and change it back to Ledger Live so that now when I launch Ledger Live, I'll be viewing his accounts, right? I've set all these accounts up meticulously in the past, but I can manage these copies of Ledger Live simply by managing those folders. And now we're looking at his account. And lo and behold, look, there's that Bitcoin that just came in. Isn't that cool? Right? So, but you can see that he has some Bitcoin and some Ethereum in here. Cool. Is there another version of Ledger Live? I think we're at the latest. No, we're at the latest version. It just came up with a pop-up, right? Pretty cool, huh? So I can close that and then I can go back. And then put this back to Alex. All right. And then I can go check my wife's holdings. All right. And then relaunch Ledger Live. And now it shows different holdings. There we go. Can I not do anything there? Okay. See, she's got a different amount of holdings in hers. She's got more Ethereum than Bitcoin, right? And the last transaction she did was 2019, right? You can manage all of this in your C drive in your roaming folder simply by renaming accounts. I'll do that. Let's put that back, and then let's go back to mine and rename it, take it back to Ledger Live, and then we can launch Ledger Live again, and we'll be back to my account. Kind of cool that you can do that. Or I could have had all of their accounts in one copy of Ledger Live and just named the accounts appropriately, but then you would see like the portfolio would read every single account you're managing, so you would have this lump sum that doesn't give me that fine tuning that I can do when I manage the different accounts like that. I can see, fine tune and see what everyone's holding and whatnot. That's just one way. But that just goes to show you that Ledger Live is not your crypto. Ledger Live is just a window to the crypto being held on the blockchain, managed by a device, right? And you can manage it on your computer. You can install it on a different computer, reconnect your device. So don't ever think that if Ledger Live is glitched, that you've lost your crypto. It doesn't work like that. Now, if your device gets lost or damaged, you can restore it with your seed phrase. So the worst thing you could do is lose your seed phrase. Then you're on thin ice, right? But Ledger Live, you got nothing to worry about. You know where your device is, you're golden. If you lost your device, then buy a new one, restore, and then reinstall Ledger Live, and the crypto's still there, right? As long as you have that seed phrase, you're good to go. All right, let's buy a little Solana, and let's put it in a Trezor. What the heck? Let's see. Let's do my Trezor 3. Trezor Safe 3. We'll go ahead and connect my Trezor Safe 3. I like this metal back that it's got. It's kind of cool. I'm going to go ahead and enter my PIN. And if I'm missing any questions, please somebody shout. Dan's here. Sometimes Dan will call me and go, Rex, someone's asking you something. Or your mic's muted. I think my mic's okay tonight. All right, so I have my PIN entered and my device is ready to go. Let's launch Trezor Suite. Now, I'm pretty sure I have not updated the firmware on this device to allow Solana support yet. So we'll probably need to get that done. And I'll turn on this camera so you can see my device. Okay, we'll do the standard wallet. I don't think there's anything in here, and there. It's telling me I need new firmware. Let's go ahead and let it load so you can see. Really, there's nothing on this device. How do I create the folders? My PCC drive. Can you explain? I came late. Okay, so you go into your Windows, Explorer on your folders. Let me empty this out. You go to your C drive. You go into your users folder. You go into the folder that has your name on it. And then you go into app data. And this is a hidden folder. So if you don't see app data, you'll have to enable hidden items, right? Because if I disable that, I don't see it, right? So we go to view, then we go to hidden items, and we tick it off. It's a little different in Windows 10, but it's very similar. says show hidden files and folders. It's like folder options, right? We go into app data, we go into roaming, and then if you have installed Ledger Live on your computer, you will already have a Ledger Live folder, right? But if you want to wipe that folder, you can, just like if you want to back up a file, right? You would just rename the file to something like Ledger Live back, right? And then you can, then when you relaunch Ledger Live, you'll have a clean copy. It's not going to let me do it because Ledger Live is running right now. But that's the long and short of it. But I just did it like 5 minutes ago. Just go back with video and you can watch me do it again. I mean, you can rewind my video. Well, I'll still be here when you're done watching. So let's see here. Okay, we're going to run this firmware update. Let's hit update now. We'll go ahead and install the firmware. I've got my seed phrase backed up. I'm not that worried. It's going to restart my Ledger or my Trezor device, right? So I have to hit the button here for restart. And then it wants me to acknowledge to, I know this is, it's hard for me to see it. So I'm just going to make it big here for you guys. Okay. So you install the firmware by clicking this button here. It's going to do its thing. Now I need to say on the screen to install the firmware. Now I have to hit both buttons, right? I got to hit both buttons at the same time. It's going to install the firmware. Thank you for that donation, Man versus Machine, by the way. It's gonna, the music's gonna chime in here pretty soon. But yeah, I mean, it only really, that whole thing, the folder management thing, only applies maybe if you have multiple devices that are being held by multiple people in your household. That might be one way, and you only have one computer. But realistically, I mean, my wife has her computer, my daughter has her computer. But personally, I kind of like to keep an eye on what's going on in their balances and stuff. So I kind of have a way to view their holdings on my computer. But, you know, if you're a household with one computer and two devices and two people, then you can manage those folders down in your roaming folder, like, pardon me, roaming folder like that. Pardon me. All right, looks like we're almost done here. I need to restart the device and re-enter the PIN now. Just click. It's going to take me back to PIN entry. So I'll go ahead and enter my PIN again. I don't know what percentage of time I spend entering my pins in my live streams, but it's quite a bit. Okay. We're almost there. This little Trezor Safe 3 is a pretty cool device. I'll show you the device. Oh, I'm like seeing. And there, we're done now. And then let me scrunch this down just a tad so you can. Now I hit close. Now I'm done. And now I just go into the standard wallet. And what I need to do now is enable Solana support. That's the whole deal. We need Solana. We have to run that firmware update. There's another good reason to have keep your firmware up to date. Let's just do. Actually, I think I might need the. So we go over to accounts. We hit the. Looks like I've already added Solana on here. I don't recall doing that, but okay. We can untick it. Oh, I see. Boom. Okay. Well, that's weird. I had added Solana on my other device, so maybe it just, I don't know. But I don't know if I can get it off of here, just so I can show you how to add it. I don't know. Maybe you can't add, remove them once you've added them. Can't figure it out. And I'm not going to be able to do it live, of course. Take me 2 seconds by myself, but yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can't figure it out, how to remove the account. It's not that important. Anywho, it's there. All right. I wouldn't have been able to do it without the firmware update. All right, now let's put some Solana in here. I don't really need the device to authorize incoming transactions, so I can just set it aside here. Let's just run over to Coinbase. We'll buy a little bit of Solana just for the heck of it, just so to keep the price up, right? My $50 worth of Solana might make or break. Or I could crash the market by buying a little bit right now. We'll see. Oh, okay, so I got a little bit of ADA in there. Actually, why don't we drop both of these into that Trezor Safe 3? So first we need to buy some. Now we could go to Coinbase Regular and buy some Solana. But if we buy something on Coinbase Regular, like Solana, let's say we buy $50 worth of Solana, it's going to cost us $1.99, right? That's just a merchant fee. That doesn't have anything to do with the networking or anything like that, right? That's just Coinbase charging me a merchant fee for making a purchase. That's much cheaper to do Coinbase Advanced. And instead of making a buy like that, I'm going to deposit $50 in my account and then make a trade. The trade is cheaper. So we'll hit deposit here. We'll say deposit US dollar. I'll bring it in from my bank. I've got a couple of different banks connected to my account through Plaid. Let's say I want 50. Right, and notice it doesn't charge me anything to add cash to my account. We'll say add cash now. And now we can trade. All right. So if I'm at the Sol USD pair, you can switch your trading pairs back and forth here. But I'm going to stick with Sol US dollar. I'm going to go over here to buy. We'll choose market, and I'll just choose the max amount I have in my US dollar account now, which is 50. So I'll buy $50 worth of Sol. It's going to cost me 28 cents. You can see it down here. 0.28, 28 cents. That's much better than $1.99. So I'll buy the Sol. Boopity boop boo. Did it go through? Let's refresh here. Sometimes it doesn't quite take until you do a refresh. Oh, the trade went through. It shows that it's in my account now. All right, so let's withdraw, right? Where are we going to send it? Well, let's get an address over here. We'll hit Receive Sol. And then I'll show you my device here. Let's hit Show Full Address. And it shows me the address on my device. I just look at my screen and my device and confirm that that is the same thing. We'll hit both buttons. And there's the address. We'll copy it into our clipboard. If we were using a phone-based Coinbase app, we could scan that QR code to get the address. But I'm using a desktop to do this. Whoops. Let's do that. Let's go back over here. Let's do this withdraw. I'm withdrawing from Coinbase. I'm going to do a send. We'll choose Solana. Right, there's a balance in there. Makes it easy. I'll send it all. If you're doing this for the first time, if you have like $5,000 worth of Solana in your Coinbase and you want to send it to your wallet, please do a small test first. Don't like take that kind of chance with large amounts of crypto until you've done a small test first. Make sure it's getting to where you expect it to go. I'm going to paste in the address of my Trezor Safe 3 account. There it is. We'll do a preview. We'll go ahead and send it out. There's a 1 penny fee, transfer fee on the Solana network. Another good reason why Solana's cool, right? I'm going to put in my two-factor for Coinbase. And off it goes. And then we can check over in the wallet. And we should see that Solana come in pretty quick. Solana moves fast. Unless I made a mistake and I was talking, but probably not. And there it is. So it's hit my wallet, and I'm pretty sure it's already confirmed on the Solana blockchain. So now I have Solana in my wallet, safe and sound. Now the Trezor suite has like this buy, sell, exchange thing. I don't really like these personally because I'm not really buying it directly out of my wallet. There's no way to do that, right? How are you going to get money in your wallet? I can't take a $20 bill and shove it into my Ledger device, right? So I have to use some kind of third-party service to make this happen. So if I want to buy $100 worth, or let's say 1,000, right? We can hit compare offers, and they have all of these third-party services that will gladly take your money to process your Bitcoin transaction. But they charge pretty high fees, all right? You can use banks, credit cards, but you're basically doing the same thing you're doing with Coinbase, right? You're using your fiat money to make a purchase. And these services are a little higher processing fees, right? And you have to go through KYC to set them up. So I already have a Coinbase account, so I'm perfectly comfortable with buying on Coinbase and transferring into my wallet. But if you don't have a Coinbase account, you can't get a Coinbase account, then maybe you could get one of these third-party accounts using your debit card or your credit card, right? They also have swap available, but they do not do direct swaps. They, let's say, I'll say all of my Solana. And then, if I want to swap my Solana for Bitcoin, then I have to go through one of the third-party payment providers that will do that, right? So always keep in mind, I get a lot of people, they'll say, oh, how can I just do it directly in my wallet, right? It's easier that way. Maybe it's a little easier to wrap your head around it if you think you're swapping it within your wallet, but you're paying the price, right, for doing it. And you're not really doing it in your wallet. You're sending your crypto to these people. They have the crypto, in their coffers to give you the result of your swap. But you're sending crypto to them, and then they're sending crypto back to you for a price, right? It's just another... it's just another salesperson in your life, right? So just keep that in mind. I prefer to use, the centralized cryptocurrencies exchanges that I like. And you might, Coinbase has high fees. I use blah, blah. Oh, great. Use that one. I like Coinbase because I'm in the US and I've been using them for years. But you could use Kraken, you could use Gemini. But always remember, cryptocurrency exchanges can be glitchy, and my good friend Erin was having trouble getting her Bitcoin out of one of her accounts. They suspected some kind of fraud, and she had that account for years. So I wouldn't put it past Coinbase to throw a glitch at me one of these days and say, oh, we think we're not sure it's you. And we can't give you your crypto or whatever. That's why I stick to small amounts, right? Accumulate and put everything in my wallet. Let me catch up here on what's going on. Man versus Machine, thank you so much for that donation. Birds, Bees, and Trees. I have my Ledger Nano X in front of me. I'm going to open it, I think. Okay. When porting from Ledger Live to a mobile device, when you take a picture, it asks you what accounts you want to include. Yeah, let's go ahead and I can show you that. A lot of people don't get the difference between the Ledger Live desktop and the Ledger Live app. So we'll go through that. We'll go over to my, the first thing we'll do is just delete it. Well, we don't have to delete. We can just delete some of these accounts. Poop-a-doop-a-doo. Well, now I don't know how to do it. I thought there was a way to do this. Ugh, okay. No, I can't figure it out. I could have sworn there was a way. Oh, I think I have to do this. I have to do see all assets. Then I can do this. Can I? No. Okay, I guess I can't delete these. Okay. All right. But I can just delete the app itself. Let's do it. All right, I'll just remove the app. All right, and now let's go over to Ledger Live. I'm sorry, the App Store, and download this Ledger Live again. It should be empty now. Whoops. Now, actually, I should have shown you what it looks like when you already have a few accounts in there, but we'll just do it all at once, right? I'll go ahead and open this up. It's blank. Let's see. I could just simply access the wallet without pairing up my Ledger device. Let's do sync with Ledger Live Desktop. So how do I do that? I go over to Ledger Live Desktop, I go to Settings, and I go to Accounts, and then I click Export Accounts. It's going to give me this dynamic QR code. I'll go back over here. I'll say Sync with Ledger Live. I'll hold up my phone. I'll say I'm ready to scan, give it access to the camera, and then just hold it up here, and you'll see that progress bar down below the bottom of my phone over there. Ugh. You can kind of see it. There's something hiding it. See it down there? Hold until scanning completes, right next to my shoulder there. All right, it's going to go all the way across. And then when it's done, it will be completely synced up. Now, notice that they have them ticked off. I don't have to import every single one of them. I can untick ones that I don't want to import, like maybe these zero balance ones, if I want. And just look at the meaty ones. These were all in my Ledger Live, right? You saw my Ledger Live is just full of a bunch of junk that I've deleted and added and deleted and added over the years, right? Let's get rid of this 2-cent one and this 2-cent one and this one. And the rest of them are fine, right? So let's hit import. It's basically just checking the blockchain because I exported the public addresses of all of these, right? I'm done with this. Now, if some of these accounts were already in here, Ledger Live Mobile would say these accounts are already here. They already exist. Like maybe you had some of the accounts that were already on the phone, right? So I guess your question was, I got a new, oh wait, you could probably, well, I lost, oh, when porting from Ledger Live to a mobile, when you take a picture, it asks you what accounts you want to include. Yeah, I mean, it's like you want to bring them all in or just some of them or whatever. The default is just tap import and bring them all in. But I decided to untick a few of them. Just that doesn't delete the crypto in any way or form. It just deletes whether you want to look at it on your phone or not. Right? Remember, your crypto's out there on the blockchain. It's just being managed by your device. Yeah. We'll give that a couple of minutes. I'm going to look at some questions here. Oh, there it goes. Now it might take a couple of minutes to get fully synced to this exact balance. It may not look exactly like that because I didn't import every single account, but most of the accounts that I decided not to import were low balance anyway. So I think in a minute or two it should, it's not quite 1860 yet, but it should be soon. But even if it doesn't, it's nothing to worry about. You know, it's like, what happened to my crypto? Where'd it go? It's still in your wallet. And I've also noticed sometimes this app doesn't always query the exact same pricing APIs that the desktop app might be querying. So there might be a slight discrepancy. But if you look at your balances, the balances should match, right? So it says I got 37 Cosmos. And if I look over here, it says I have 37 Cosmos, right? So the balances match for the crypto, but you might not see the exact same dollar value. This is nothing to worry about, right? Not a big deal, right? Your crypto still has the same market value, but the pricing APIs might be slightly different on the phone as opposed to the desktop. Or it might take longer for them to sync up, or however we want to think about it. Just remember the balances are correct for the crypto, right? Just because Ledger Live says it's worth X amount of dollars does not mean that is the exactly down to the penny amount that your cryptos are worth, right? You know, you have crypto and it's really only worth what you can sell it for when you transfer it back to an exchange. Now you can do buy sells within Ledger Live, but here again, you're doing, let's see, or they're not going to let me sell anything but Bitcoin. If I don't see how I can change. Yeah, that's really weird. I guess I can only sell, oh wait. Yeah, which is strange to me. Why can't I sell anything else in Ledger Live? That's kind of weird. Now I can swap, right? I could swap my Solana for Ethereum if I wanted to, right? But that's a third party, right? It's not staying on my wallet. I'm not doing it on my wallet. I'm sending it to CIC and they're sending me back Ethereum. So again, it's kind of going on under the hood, but you're not really doing this in your wallet. You're using Ledger Live to facilitate a transfer, a trade, and a transfer back to your wallet, right? So, I mean, a lot of people like, I just want to do it in my wallet. Not really what's going on here. Let's see, buy. Okay, can you buy anything? Yeah, it's like they only let you buy and sell Bitcoin. That's kind of weird. Why can't you buy anything else? I don't get that. Maybe I'm just not doing it right. Yeah. It's got other icons here. That's kind of weird. Am I just like in one of my accounts? Is that why it's doing that? No. So if I'm in Cosmo, and then I go over here to buy, why won't it let me buy Cosmo, right? Isn't that what I want? If I want that. Oh, here, I'm sorry. Boop, there it is. Okay. Now I get it. Okay. So if I want to buy Solana and I want it to go in this account and I say I want $1,000 worth and go to the next screen, then it's going to give me all these all these payment processors, right? It's still third-party stuff, high fees, complicated. Something could go wrong in the middle of it. They could reject my KYC. There's just like so many little, hoops you have to jump through to get this all done. I like Coinbase. My account's confirmed. They know it's me. My bank's attached. I can buy and sell easy peasy and transfer back and forth to my wallet. Right? Anywho. Okay. Let's see. You could probably script the folder renaming pretty easily, run the script and prompt which profile you want to load. You could do that, sure. I'm more of a in the guts kind of renaming folders thing, but it might make it a little more easier if you wanted to do it that way. It's still a little bit of a hack. It's really not, Ledger Live is not designed to manage multiple users and multiple devices. I mean, you can manage multiple devices, but there's no separation. What would really be cool would be if when you launch Ledger Live, you had multiple profiles. Like when you log into your Netflix account, there's like a profile for each family member. And then in each profile, you add accounts and manage balances and stuff. That would just be so awesome. But they don't have anything like that. So you have to like do these little tricks to, or just have a different Ledger Live on everybody's computer. I'm not sure how, Trezor Suite works by connecting devices, but you can remember accounts. Like you can go up here to my Trezor Safe 3 and say, remember this account, so that the next time I launch Trezor Suite, it will remember this device and I don't have to connect it every time. And you could do that with multiple devices, and then you can tick them on and off. Right? So like you could connect another device like the Trezor T. So if like I had the Trezor Safe 3 and my wife had the Trezor Model T, let's see. Oops. Here we are entering pins again. Okay. Almost forgot where I was. Okay, so it sees like, hey, you're trying to connect another device. What's going on? Which kind of gets weird when you do this, but it will. Just give it a second. Okay, there. So like if you had two devices that were owned by two different people and you only had one computer, then, and you could also remember this one, right? So now we have two different devices, but you can flip back and forth between the accounts with just a tad of difficulty, but you could do it. Right? Let's see, go back to dashboard. Yeah, so we can look at Trezor Safe 3. There's a little red dot to tell me it's not connected at the moment, and then I can switch over to Trezor T and go back to that portfolio. So you can manage multiple devices in Trezor Suite as well, just slightly different. There may be a preference folder down in the C drive somewhere for this too, but Ledger or Trezor Suite gives you and what's nice about this is that you don't have to see like this giant balance of all the devices you're managing. All right, you can flip back and forth between the profiles. You could even give these names, like I could say, oh, okay, this one is, like we go to name device, we could say, this is Mary's, this is Mary's. Whoops. It's too long, but you get the point, right? I could name these. I think I'd do that. That's enough, right? And then I have to confirm on the device. I have to hit the little button there. And now the name of the device is Mary, right? So you could have different family members or whatever. But this is, this doesn't really take into account that, I don't know. I mean, if you have a roommate and he's got his own ledger and you guys want to like manage your devices on one computer, if you've got crypto, just get a laptop, whatever. I mean, I get it if you're a family and you only have one computer and you've got three different devices or whatever, and you just want to use one computer. It's like the family computer, great, like kind of like I'm doing. But really, it's kind of weird for people that are maintaining their own devices to have their balances being managed in a shared kind of environment. It's kind of odd, but it can be done. But this is much more appropriate for family members than it would be for like roommates. Let's see. Why not use MEXC and not pay spot fees? Because I have to use they won't allow U.S. customers to connect to MEXC. You have to use a VPN, and that's a little creepy for me. I would prefer to use an exchange that I don't have to use a VPN on. Because when I use a VPN, then things get a little wonky on my network, and then I go to log into YouTube, and YouTube thinks I'm somewhere else, and they start asking for credentials, and it's just out of my comfort zone to have to use a VPN to log into an exchange. And plus, when you go to MEXC, you get all this. I'm not really a big fan of a cryptocurrency exchange that throws pop-ups at me. I'm like, dude, seriously, what is this, like a scam? I mean, why are you like popping up on me like this? Like 3 times. Like I feel it's like it's on a porno site or something, right? That's just my opinion. But see, it's telling me your IP nationality indicates you are located in a country where MEXC services are restricted. So that's why I'm not a huge fan of MEXC, right? Someone told me, oh, you can get crypto on there. You can't get somewhere other places. That's fine, right? I believe they do KYC, but I had someone tell me that I did the KYC. Even though I'm in the US, they took my KYC. And I was kind of like, are you sure about that? That seems kind of weird to me. Or they might let you create an account where you can do minimum trades, because you're not fully verified. I don't know. But I'm just not a huge fan of this trading thing. I've got Coinbase. I can get what I need on Coinbase. Or Kraken, or Binance US, right? I wish I could still access KuCoin because I liked KuCoin quite a bit, but they blocked people in the US too. And even if you use a VPN on KuCoin, they'll require KYC, and then they'll eventually reject you because I'm not in. I have a U.S. ID. They won't take my ID. So even if I use a VPN to connect to KuCoin, they'll still ask me for KYC. They used to allow people without KYC to use their exchange, but they don't anymore, unfortunately. That's just you asked me, so I'm just telling you. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with MEXC. Just personally, I don't like it. Let's see here. I have no issues with my ledger. I would still recommend it, but I'm thinking I'll also run Tangem. Oh, I did want to play with Tangem a little bit tonight. We still got some time left. Got a new phone with NFC so I can use Tangem. Any issues with Coinbase or new phone I should be aware of. I didn't want to get locked out or have new phone not recognized by Coinbase. I don't think a new phone with NFC. My phone has NFC and I use the Coinbase app. I haven't had any problems with it. Let's see here. I use virtual machine and run the VPN only on that virtual machine. Okay. You're a little more savvy than most people. Kudos for that. I have not researched or contemplated Trezor, although I have watched many of CryptoDad's videos on it. I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that I haven't had any ledger issues, as many seem to. Yeah, I mean, everything's glitchy. You can have issues with any platform. Doesn't mean that it's like a deal breaker. I wouldn't have used computers back in the late 90s if I was worried about glitches. You know, I had glitches all the time, right? 24, I think we're going to see more break-and-enters into homes in the future. Possibly. The higher Bitcoin goes and the more unstable the world, protecting your assets will be number one priority. Spooky future. Yeah, prepper mentality. Lock down your place, right? You know, keep everything secure, have good OPSEC, keep your eyes open, all that good stuff. Solana is mooning, and a lot of new users are using Sol. You should do a complete video about how to use Ledger Nano to do DEX transactions on Sol. Yeah, I probably could do a standalone on that. I think we've done some trades and swaps before. If I can find my mouse here, let's go back over to the Solflare wallet, and we'll do a quick swap. Let's see. I will just take a little bit of Solana and buy some. I'll buy a little bonk. What the heck? Let me reconnect my ledger real quick here. Get my PIN entered. And then I wanted to show you some stuff with my Tangem wallet, which might be a little scary for some people, but I'm going to want to show you how to like manage your Tangem cards. All right, so we've got this guy here. And in order to manage our Solana assets in this Solflare wallet, we need to be in the Solana app. And we'll go down here to swap. And we'll swap a little bit of Sol for some bonk. Right, there it is. And then when we do swap, watch my device. Right, I have blind signing enabled. This is the only way I can trade in this wallet. I have to have blind signing enabled because the ledger doesn't interpret any of this stuff properly. Right, it's still safer than using this as a hot wallet, in my opinion. And this whole thing with, well, Ledger's blaming the fact that this Ledger Connect kit, people are using blind signing with their ledgers, and so Ledger's like, oh, well, we're not going to allow blind signing anymore, you know, by June of 2024, which I think is a very wrong-headed strategy, because there are lots of people out here that are forced to use blind signing to use the platforms they want to use, and if Ledger disables blind signing, they're going to have all these people that can't use the DEXs they want to use with their Ledger device. Ledger's like trying to force all these DEXs to support clear signing, which is their technology. But it requires these DEXs to implement that technology. So I think Ledger has scored great points for reimbursing these hack victims, but once again has shown their arrogance by claiming we're not going to allow people to use blind signing anymore because, you know, we got burned. You know, it cost us $600,000 to reimburse all these people, so we're not going to let that happen again. So we're going to restrict you from using blind signing. I mean, I'm an adult, right? If I want to use blind signing, I'll use it, right? They have in the settings, you can turn it on and off, right? Why can't they just allow us to use it if we want to, right? Here's allow, and I can click both buttons to say no, I don't want it. And if I don't have it on, I can click both buttons and turn it on. You know, I'm a big boy. I don't mind, you know, taking that risk. I don't think it's right for Ledger to tell me we're not going to allow you to use blind signing anymore because we don't think it's safe. Okay, I get it. Did that swap go through? I don't know. I think it did.
Like we have less Solana and more Bonk, right? So that's a swap using my Ledger device with blind signing enabled. All right. Allowed blind signing. All right, I wanted to show you this stuff with Tangem, so we're going to have to go over to the other table here real quick. I've got these Tangem cards here. Now, the new Tangem cards allow you to generate a seed phrase. So once you have a seed phrase, you can restore a set of Tangem cards. So just wanted to point out, I did a video on that not too long ago. If you go down here to Tangem, okay, here. I just did how to do a restore on a Tangem card, right? But that means that in that video, I have a brand new set of cards, and I did a restore onto that set of cards. I'm going to put a link to this down in the stream window. Paste. Right? So, but what's cool about that video and that restore was that I did the restore as a demo, and I still had my original set of cards. So because I restored that wallet onto a new set of cards, now I have 6 cards tied to that wallet. So I have 6 Tangem backup cards tied to that one wallet, which I think is kind of cool. Now I've got more flexible backup options. I can send a couple of cards to a safe deposit box or leave one with my mom or my dad or whatever I want to do. Pretty cool, right? But I wanted to show you that you can, Asil, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. You're always like throwing extra donations at me when I say something that like opens it, like, oh, wow, that was cool. I like that. I like that about you. Oh, I mean, I try to like give you guys nuggets that are helpful to you. So let's see. Let's go over here to the table. And ouch, I just rolled my. Before I do this, I wanted to show you these presents, right? So Satoshi Labs sent me a nice New Year's card. Really nice people over at Satoshi Labs that do the Trezor. And they sent me these really cool chocolates that look like metal. I think it's like these chocolates look like, as you can see, I already ate a couple. Well, now they're kind of room temperature. They're not as crisp and shiny as they were when they were cold, right? Because it's cold here in Michigan. When I got my delivery, it had been out on the porch for a little while, so these chocolates were like hard as rocks. And they look like minerals. They're cool. And then they sent me these sparklers, which are going to be fun. We should light some of these up, have some fun, maybe wait for New Year's on that. Oh, we've got plenty. But I just wanted to show you guys that they're really nice over there. And then the good people over at CryptoTag sent me this CryptoTag logo chocolate. You can see I broke a piece off and ate some already. It's great. Good people over there. CryptoTag is a metal medium for backing up your seed phrase. So let's go over to our Tangem app. I'll move that thing later. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Oh, here. It's moved a little bit. All right. So, okay, I have this wallet, which is the old card. All right, so I have this. Whoops. I can't get these messed up. This card manages this wallet, and there's not a whole lot in there right now. This was my old set. The old set doesn't have backup phrase, right? You cannot create a backup phrase. You cannot export the private key. It stays hidden. If you lose all 3 cards, you lose your crypto. And it's simple and easy to use, and people can't accidentally reveal their seed phrase. So it's a very secure, safe, easy solution for people. But a lot of people were upset that, oh, what if I lose all 3 cards? What if the cards wear out? So they came out with their brand new cards, where they generate a backup phrase. And this wallet is backed up with a backup phrase, and I restore to another set of cards. So both of these cards, this is the original set, and this new set, and then I have the backup cards in my drawer, right? So I have 6 cards managing this one wallet, and a backup phrase in case, you know, something weird happens. But what I wanted to do was, I have these cards here. I believe I've already reset this one. Yeah. I think I'm mixed up again. Whatever. Okay. This one I reset to factory. This one is tied to an existing wallet, so it's this wallet. Now, the first thing we can do, I don't have this. There we go. That makes it easier to see what's going on my phone. The first thing we can do to manage wallets is, okay, if I don't want this wallet anymore, I can just hold my finger down on it and just delete it, right? So we just delete the wallet on the app, right? The crypto, if this were a wallet that had crypto in it, which that one had a small amount of crypto in it, it would still be on the card, right? I just deleted the wallet out of my app, and I could easily re-add it. So I believe this is the right card. Whoops. I'm going to move these over here. Try not to get confused as to which card. So I go over here to settings, and then I say add new wallet, and then I hold this card to the back of the computer, and it wants the access code. The access code is that code that you set up when you set up the wallet. I'm going to hide it so you don't see me enter my PIN here. Okay, I can still do this. And I'm going to do that. All right, I'm going to enter my access code. All right, and it wants me to hold the card to the back again. And lo and behold, that wallet comes back, right? Okay. Now, let's say that I would like to reset this. This is a completely different set of cards than I showed you a minute ago. What if I just wanted to wipe this card back to factory and maybe use it for some other wallet or something else? So once I have restored this wallet and this card, I can go into these 3 dots here and go to card settings, and then scan the card. I tap this again, scan the card up. Whoops. I got to hit Face ID. Scan the card. Right? It's all happy because I've already put in the access code, right? It's the same card connected to the same wallet. But now I can go down here to reset to factory, right? And now I can just wipe this card completely so I can use it for something else. So I'll hit reset card. I'll tap reset. It wants me to scan the card. Oh, and it wants my access code again. It's kind of a pain doing this stuff live, but I'll do it anyway. Okay. All right, it wants me to hold the card back again. And lo and behold, that wallet just disappeared, right? The one that had 29 in it disappeared because it was tied to this card, and now this card has been reset to factory. But it's not the full set. So now, whoops. This guy is at factory. All right, and then I have another one over here that it was attached to a different wallet. And I believe it was the 0 wallet, this guy. All right, so let's go back here and go to card settings and scan the card again. I believe this one is tied to that wallet. Yes, it is. So now I can wipe this guy, reset the factory, say okay, reset the card, hit reset. It wants my access code. All right, wants me to hold the card again. And lo and behold, now that 0 wallet disappeared. So now I have, I reset one earlier. So now I have a pristine set of cards that are identical that I have reset to factory. And I could create a brand new wallet with these 3 cards and use one as the primary and the other 2 as the backup. And I could either restore to these cards or set them up as brand new. I could gift these cards out, right? Because they have been reinitialized to factory condition. If I set them up as new, they will generate a brand new random seed phrase because I reset them back to factory condition. So it's kind of cool that you can do that with these Tangem cards. Now that they have the backup and restore feature, it makes them a lot more versatile, which I think is really cool. You know, and I've got this card set and this card set and this card set managing these 2 wallets, right? I got this wallet. Let's turn this back on again. And I got this wallet and I got this wallet, right? And it even shows you here that this card, you know, you can see that that design here. But when you go to the new cards, you could have multiple wallets, but there would really be no indication to you. They would all look the same in the app. So you would have to sort of manage your own household by maybe labeling your cards or at least labeling the box that the cards go in. But you would always know which cards went to which wallet because when you tried to do a transaction, or tried to go to card settings, you know, it would ask you to lift the card up, right? So I could go to card settings and it's like, oh, okay, this card belongs to this wallet. That's all well and good, right? Or I could do it with this card, right? This card is also tied to the same wallet. So if I go to card settings, right, and it says, okay, bring your card up, and hit scan card, it's like, okay, I know that card too. The only thing I kind of regret was that because I restored this set, it restored it to this wallet here, which is just black cards. But if I had used this wallet as the primary wallet and set it up as new, then the app would show me this Caspa card, right? So I might just reset these Caspa cards to factory, set them up as a brand new wallet, and maybe transfer the Caspa in this wallet over to these, just so that I could see these cards in my app, which I think's kind of, that's just, you know, it's just a vanity thing, I guess. So, but I kind of wanted to show you how to manage your wallets in Tangem. It's really a versatile way, and it's really a cool, easy to use wallet, right? I was kind of showing you advanced stuff, right? But I have several videos on setting up the Tangem. As I showed you, you know, I have that restore video that we talked about. And then I have several Tangem setup videos. I guess I've done like 9 videos on Tangem, right? And this is the one where I explain how to set up the new cards and generate a seed phrase, if you're interested. I'll put a link to, oh, what happened here? Oh, here. Yeah, I'll put a link to that one too, if you're interested in getting Tangem set up. Is there any difference between seed phrases from Tangem, Trezor, and Ledger? Is it possible to access my crypto from Tangem and a Ledger, device? For example, if I input the Tangem seed into Ledger. Yes, it is. The seed phrases are interchangeable between different wallets, although a word of caution, I would say, like, for example, if you have a seed phrase on your Ledger, a 24-word seed phrase, you can restore it into the Tangem device. But there might be some crypto that you're managing over on Ledger that is not supported on the Tangem. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but they wouldn't show up in the Tangem device. The same goes for Trezor. You might have a bunch of, like, for example, the Caspa token. If I use the 12-word seed phrase of my Tangem wallet and import it into my Trezor, I won't see any Tangem on my Trezor, even though I'm using the 12-word seed phrase from my Tangem wallet. I would see the Bitcoin and the Ethereum and the ERC20 tokens, but or maybe even the Solana now, but I wouldn't see any of my Caspa tokens. So keep that in mind if you are, interchanging seed phrases. You might want to maybe slow down a tad when it comes to importing seed phrases into multiple wallets. It can get a little confusing and a little dangerous, right? If you have a hardware wallet and you have a seed phrase, the best thing to do is just kind of keep that seed phrase with that wallet. Once you start importing your seed phrase into other hardware wallets, you're raising the attack surface on that seed phrase to a certain degree. So you might want to just be careful with that, right? And never ever import a hot wallet seed phrase into a hardware wallet. So like if you've got MetaMask and you want to import your MetaMask wallet over to Tangem because you think that's going to improve your security, that doesn't work like that, right? You've still got that seed phrase is still connected to your hot MetaMask wallet, which might have been compromised at some point, right? So be very careful when you're importing seed phrases between wallets, right? Don't ever import a soft or hard wallet into a hardware wallet device like Tangem, Trezor, or Ledger. But they are interchangeable. Like I have a video on how to import your Ledger software into your Trezor device. But just keep in mind that when you do that, there might be some cryptos that you won't see on the Trezor. See, here's a step-by-step guide how to import your seed phrase from Ledger to Trezor. But I also show you the technique of doing straight transfers as opposed to importing the seed phrase. So just keep that in mind. It could be slightly dangerous. I don't want to do that. Sorry. I wanted to do this. I'm going to paste that in there. Just keep that in mind. You're playing with fire. Did you guys hear about the Bitcoin time traveler story? He posted something on Reddit years ago and he said Bitcoin whales will have to hire security in the future to protect their wealth. There have already been instances of people being kidnapped or extorted for their Bitcoin. Yeah. My favorite story is the guy that he had a bunch of Bitcoin on his hardware device or in his wallet, and he wanted to like sell it on the open market. I don't know what happened. He contacted somebody and said, "Hey, I'll give you a bunch of Bitcoin if you give me a bunch of cash," right? So he met the guys at an airport or whatever, got in the car, got in the back seat, and they showed him this huge bag of money. So he transferred his Bitcoin from his phone to their wallet, right? And then Edward McIntosh, thank you for that. And then at the next stop sign, they like kicked him out of the car and they didn't give him his cash, right? So yeah, I mean, yeah. OPSEC security, you know, is something you should think about. Be aware of your surroundings, right? Don't walk into a bad neighborhood with a Rolex watch, you know, common sense stuff. I mean, I'm sure the ancient Roman aristocrats were telling their sons that back in old Roman days, you know. Careful where you walk, you know. Let's see. Accuracy. If you forgot the access code, how do you reset? If you forgot your access code, you can't reset. Don't forget your access code, guys. Please. I mean, everybody's like, oh, what if I forget? Please don't forget. This is crypto. It's very unforgiving. Don't forget your PIN. Don't forget your password. For God's sake, don't lose your seed phrase. Don't forget your passphrase. Please, guys, this is not like, you're not in high school anymore. This is serious business. You're like, oh, what if I forget my PIN? Man, don't even think about that, right? If you set up Tangem wallets and you set up that access code, either don't forget it or write it down and put it somewhere safe. Like, please, if I forget my access code. If you forget your access code, you're screwed. Don't do it. And if you forgot your access code and you have a set of Tangem wallets, then get a new set and transfer your crypto over. And when you set up the new set, for God's sake, don't forget your access code or write it down, right? We're all grown-ups here. Enough said about that. Let's see. I've been doing this for many years. Like you, I'm in the U.S. and verified with KuCoin KYC. I use them for things hard to access here. I moved almost everything off to a Ledger, but not all. Well, I'm glad you still have access to KuCoin because it's an awesome exchange, right? They support a lot of cool crypto. Please, I am not aware of that one. I know about Sync 2 and have it installed. I still have Sync installed too. Both currently work for me. Isn't V World the new wallet for VE Chain? I'm sure that Sync and Sync 2 still work. What did you call this thing? VE World? And if you're managing your I've never seen this before, but if you're managing your sync, which was this one, or sync 2, it doesn't matter. If you were managing your VET in this wallet from your Ledger device, you could still do it here. Download the mobile app. Okay, so this is a mobile app? I don't know about that, but okay. Let's try it. And if it doesn't have compatibility with the Ledger, I'm not going to use it. But okay. There's a lot of phone-based wallets that have Ledger compatibility. Okay, so let's get started. Let's import a wallet. Let's try a hardware wallet. Let's do Bluetooth. Okay, that's not bad. It has support for Ledger. It found the device. I believe it either connects to my Ledger Live or it connects to my device. My device is on. So let's hit import. Open up the VET app on your device. Okay, I can do that. I think I can. Let's get out of this other app we were in. Thank you for that subscription. Let's see, is that VET? Yeah, there it is, VE Chain. Navigate to settings, enable contract data. I believe I've already done that. Whoops. Oh, it says no. It says okay. Yes. Oh, I did this a long time ago. Okay, whatever. All right. All right, so we're in the VET app.
Okay, application is ready. And navigate to multi-clause and press both buttons. Okay, you say so. Okay, there's multi-clause. Yes, okay. I hope I'm not like gonna lose all my vet doing this. But it's still, you would have to authorize on the device for any of the vet to go out. So let's hit continue here. Make sure your ledger is unlocked. Okay, there, it sees the account. Boom. And then hit import. I can use Face ID. Go to my wallet. Okay. All right. So it basically read the balance from my device. So I know it's like linked to my device. Yes, we're good. Let's get out of that. And then we can do trades and transfers and whatever. All right, I'm running a little over tonight. Thank everyone that was here tonight. Don't forget anything or you're screwed. Hey, that is a good idea. I like that. Yeah. Mind if I use that? Once again, Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas. I want to thank Kenny for all the news stories. I want to thank Dan and JDO for moderating. I want to thank everybody that donated and everyone that subscribed tonight. We got a Sill donating. We had Man vs. Machine donated. We have TG donating. Thank you again, TG. We had Lee Kolafai donating again. Every week, it's like a regular thing for him. We had Levi Ackerman donating before the live stream even started. And then we had a bunch of people that subscribed tonight. Let me see. I think we had Maharashetti, Edward McIntosh, Mig GZ27, and Walter Manitovi subscribed, and Lee Ackerman subscribed. So I want to thank all of you for that. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click. That will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me and hope to see you again soon.